Texas Tom American Truck Simulator Vlog 9. Welcome back, everybody. Exciting week. A lot to go over, some expansion and some preparation here for some big expansion coming up here on the channel as far as this playlist goes with Texas Tom, Pioneer Natural Resources, and Trucking in Texas. So, week 9, we started with a cash flow of $125,000, or that was the balance that we had. We're going to go through that money here, make some moves. Week 10 is looking to be a big week as far as making some changes. But we do have 2 garages now, one out of Fort Stockton and the other in Corpus Christi. And this week, between the drivers and myself, we were able to meet our 10 load contractual agreement, and we got 13 Pioneer deliveries this week. Again, those are loads either going out or coming into the Pioneer locations. So here's what the income for the week looked like by driver. Again, we're pulling most of the weight. We did 17 loads this week, which was great. We'll show you that driver log breakdown here momentarily for all the drivers. But we brought in 186,000. So add that to the 125. We're going to be sitting pretty good. Obviously, we got to deduct our expenses, and we'll show you what expenses we had. But we did pretty good this week. Falandia added 4 loads and 43,000. Marion 2 loads, 23,000. Got to sit down and have a little chat with Marion. Not sure why they're gone up north. 2 loads a week. Again, this is 7 days, Monday through Sunday. 6 days. Well, we work 6 days. I guess they're working 7. They're working 7 days a week. But only 23,000. Again, that truck cost, about 150, a little more than that. So we're not going to pay that truck off by her or by Marion taking 2 loads and $23,000 a week. Valentino, 9 loads, 26,000. I would like that to be a little better. But that's where we are right now as far as what the drivers did this week, hoping to see some big improvements there with our hired drivers as we move along and maybe get some different trailers involved. So here's the game plan for week 10. Everybody's pretty much going to stay in that same truck, except you'll notice I don't have a truck there. I'm going to leave White Lightning open. And we're going to put another driver in that truck. And week 10, I'm going to go ahead and work for Pioneer. So I'm going to go back to being a company driver for the week, use their trucks, use their trailers. I should be able then to get some pretty significant capital doing that. And that's going to help fuel the major expansions that we have coming in the upcoming weeks. So let's take a look at the driver's log for week 9 for us and all the other drivers, and then we'll look at the expense report. Okay, here we are, week 9, driver's log. You can see we did 186,000, 3,600 miles. Average rate per mile about $51 per mile. We were able to keep the deadhead about average as far as deadhead miles go. But we did just try to pick up loads there, especially on Tuesday. We started the day off with some deadhead, but then we tried to just go where we were, take stuff out of where we already were. That way, that would eliminate us having to travel for loads. Wednesday, again, deadheaded 128 miles. Then just picked up where we were. Thursday, a lot of deadhead miles. Friday, about average. And then we ended the day Saturday with 1 crude oil shipment, and then we took the rest of the day Saturday off and took all Sunday off as well to reward ourselves. Again, got away from a lot of Pioneer loads, but we did meet our contractual obligation. Obviously, the more drivers we add, then that number will go up. But we added 9. We were 9 of the loads, so we were the majority of the loads there for the contract. We did have some updates, software updates, actually 3. So I don't know if something happened, but that kind of relocated us. We tried to get close to where we were. And then the first load, we had a little bit of a wreck there. You'll see we had to do some repairs to the truck. So let's look at our other drivers here and see what their driver's log look like for the week. So here's Falandia's log, able to contribute 2 Pioneer loads for us this week, but something very interesting there. If you notice, there is Pioneer in Hays, Kansas. So there is a Pioneer location in Hays, Kansas, and I believe that is also a garage location as well. So I wrote that down. We may be able to explore potentially into Kansas, which would be nice because we'll be able to travel to different states because it's a lot smaller than Texas is. But that was a great find for this week, something we want to make note of. Again, only 4 loads. Right now, Falandia is back on his way back from Cheyenne, Wyoming. But that's what $43,000 for the week. Not bad. Let's move on to our. Okay, here is Marion's driver's log. Went to Montana and back from Montana. That was it for the week. Again, 2 loads, $23,000. Taking a power generator up and bringing a power generator down. Those loads aren't going to pay. So we got to look at different, getting different trailers in so that we can hopefully pull in some more money a week. But yeah, pretty boring driver's log here for Marion. But that was it. So let's look at Valentino's. Okay, here's Valentino's driver's log for the week. He's got a little bit more action going on. 2 loads, or 1 load, I'm sorry. 1 load that he deadheaded from Albuquerque, New Mexico back to Fort Stockton. Couldn't find anything going out. But then I missed what the load was there from up to New Mexico the first time. I just saw that it paid $982, so it wasn't anything great. And then we moved him into Lowboy. He took the Lowboy trailer towards the end of the week. Those seem to be paying a little bit better. You see he got a $7,600 boom lift load. That's something probably we want to push getting those Lowboy trailers and maybe get rid of the container carriers. I know that the power generators, construction houses, those are big, especially as far as getting stuff to Pioneer, but those loads aren't paying. So now we'll look at the expenses for the week and see where we're spending all of our money. Okay, so for the week, you can see we brought in $236,000. We spent $278,000. Add that to the money that we started with the beginning of the week, and we're left with $126,000 at the end of that week. You see, we made some upgrades. We bought that Lowboy trailer. That was $65,000. And then we also bought a basic fuel tanker trailer. That was about $55,000 as well. The only other expenses we had were our service, our daily loan payments, and our fuel. We did have a wreck, cost us $55,000 to repair. That was not very fun, but you're going to have that, unfortunately, when you're dealing with the trucker realm. Going to have some unfortunate events, especially when you're on the road putting as many miles on as we are. So week 10, we are planning to go back into a company truck and company trailers. We are going to try to make as much money as we can in week 10 because we have some big expansion plans coming ahead. Again, we want to fill our garages. We want to expand. We want to create this Texas Tom trucking empire, and that is what we plan to do. We plan to take a big step in week 10 in securing our prestige in Texas, letting Pioneer Resources know, hey, we're for real. We're going to handle your loads. Give us some good rates on those, and we'll take care of you. So we're looking forward to week 10. Thanks for sticking around, checking out the channel. Again, we'd appreciate if you give us a like. Drop us the comments, any suggestions you have. We are modifying our presentation based on some comments in the message boards and such. So we appreciate that feedback. If there's anything else you'd like to see, let us know. And we'll see you next week, week 10.